Ammon, also known as Nahum. Ammon, lord of infernal legions, is a formidable demon commanding 40 legions in hell. He presides over matters of love, intimacy, and reproduction, reputed for knowing both past events and what the future holds. Ammon's monstrous appearance includes a wolf's head, a snake-like tail, and the ability to breathe fire. When he manifests in a human-like form, he possesses an owl's head atop a man's body and canine teeth. Anyone attempting to summon Ammon should be cautious, as legends emphasize his volatile powers. Abaddon, also known as Apollyon. Abaddon's name, originating from Hebrew and Greek, connotes both destruction and the abyss. Within the Bible, Abaddon is presented as a place of devastation, and also as the angel of the bottomless pit. In the Book of Revelation, he leads a grotesque army of locusts, and is called the King of the Abyss. Medieval literature exaggerates his terrifying aspect, sometimes placing him in a fictional infernal trinity. Abaddon's most enduring image is as the lord over the dead and the uncontested ruler of a realm from which few return. Abaddon. Abaddon is a demon mentioned in the Testament of Solomon, distinguished by his single red wing. Once an angel of heaven, he followed Beelzebub in rebellion, and was cast into the Red Sea. Now he is one-eyed and chained, presiding over Egypt's spirits and plagues, particularly those who defy Moses. Abaddon's story is one of lost glory, punishment, and infernal leadership. Abraxas stands at the crossroads of Gnostic mysticism and medieval demonology, depicted with a regal man's head, serpent legs, and wielding a whip and shield. Once celebrated as a supreme deity of hidden wisdom, he was demonized as a ruler of both good and evil powers, presiding over 365 celestial realms. Summoners pursue Abraxas for insight, transformation, and the esoteric balance between creation and destruction. Abizu, sometimes called Alabasandria, Obizu, or Jilu, is a female demon blamed for stillbirths and infant mortality across the ancient Mediterranean. Abizu is depicted as a wild-haired, serpent-bodied woman, condemned to wander in jealous rage because of her infertility. Both feared and exorcised via magic texts, Abizu represents the terror of sudden death at childbirth and the power of ancient feminine curses. Adramelech's roots trace to the false gods of Sepharvaim, where he demanded children as offerings. In medieval demonology, he takes on the role of Hell's Grand Chancellor and President of the Infernal Senate, appearing with the face or wings of a peacock and sometimes a mule's body. Adramelech presides over punishment, perverted justice, and pride, his presence marking the collapse of righteousness into corruption. Agares. This demon appears as an old man riding a crocodile, holding a hawk. Agares' gifts are unusual. He imparts language proficiency, can help captives escape, and cause earthquakes. Summoners prize his ability to reverse fortunes and facilitate rescue from dire circumstances. Agares' presence is always felt as disruptive, both linguistically and physically. Agrat Bat Malat. Agrat Bat Malat is one of the four queens of demons in Jewish mysticism, ruling alongside Lilith and responsible for seduction and nocturnal harm. She leads a host of demons who haunt the nights, especially on the nights of Wednesday and Sabbath Eve. Agrat's reputation as a beautiful and dangerous spirit binds her to spells of lust, madness, and spiritual temptation, continuing the lineage of wandering female spirits that menace and seduce the unwary. Agrimas. Agrimas is a rarer Arabian demon name that occasionally appears as an alternate spelling or separate variant of the ghoul, referring to a similar creature marked by cannibalistic hunger and shape-shifting abilities in the deserts of Arabic legend. Aim. Also known as Haberim. Known as a great duke, Aim leads 26 legions of demons. He is renowned for incinerating cities and fortresses, teaching cleverness, and divulging secrets, often depicted with 3 heads, a serpent, a man, and a cat. Aim rides a viper and wields a burning torch, symbolizing his mastery of fire and transformation. His warnings and counsel can turn the tide of human affairs, but only those well-prepared can handle his revelations. Akamana. Akamana is a Persian demon from Zoroastrian mythology, representing evil mind or hateful intention. One of Angra Mainyu's chief lieutenants, he corrupts thoughts and intentions, tempting men and women toward lies, malice, and the rejection of goodness. His influence can cause peace to unravel and transform hope into despair. Magicians and priests fight Akamana's poison with spiritual discipline, ritual purity, and righteous deeds. Allah. Allah is a terrifying weather demon from Slavic folklore, infamous for causing droughts, storms, and crop failures. She is typically depicted as a monstrous hag or serpent, hiding in clouds, attacking fields, and devouring children. Farmers would perform rituals to ward off the Allah and ensure good harvests, while her anger and appetite are blamed for extreme misfortune and loss. Alastor. Alastor originates from Greek mythology, where he represents the spirit of vengeance for evil deeds and familial bloodshed. In later demonology and occult writings, Alastor is labeled as the executioner of hell, known for carrying out punishments rather than ruling legions or possessing magical abilities. Though not canonical to the Ars Goetia, Alastor's reputation as a relentless avenger and cruel torturer continues to shape his role in supernatural lore as the demon who enforces infernal justice. Alasis. Alasis appears as the 52nd spirit in the Lesser Key of Solomon and is designated a Duke of Hell. With the head of a lion and the body of a soldier on horseback, he breathes fire and exudes an intimidating presence. Alasis is reportedly well-versed in astronomy and other sciences, bestowing magical familiars upon those he favors. Commanding 36 legions, his wisdom is matched by the fiery danger he brings. Amaimon. Amaimon is recognized as one of the 7 princes of hell, holding immense power that rivals even the demon king Asmodeus. Known for his poisonous breath, summoning Amaimon requires wearing a protective silver ring on the middle finger. His influence is said to govern the direction of the east, and he is sometimes invoked for uncovering secrets hidden in nature or the mind. Amalanhig. The Amalanhig is a revenant spirit in Filipino mythology. Once victims of injustice or untimely death, they return from the grave unable to bend their knees, stalking and draining their victims' blood. Known for their relentless pursuit, the Amalanhig haunt villages at night and are mythically repelled by obstacles that require bending or jumping. Their story reflects both dread and the belief in unresolved spiritual vengeance. Asmodeus. Asmodeus is a Duke of Hell who manifests as a human figure with claws for hands and feet, crowned with the head of a unicorn. He is credited with summoning thunder and stormy music. His thunderous voice resonates during tempests. Trees bend in his wake, and the concerts he holds are rumored to be performed in the very halls of hell. Amy. Once an angel of the choir in heaven, Amy rebelled and joined Lucifer, earning the rank of president in hell. He takes the form of a dancing flame and is known for teaching astronomy and liberal arts, as well as revealing hidden treasures. Amy's knowledge is vast, spanning from earthly sciences to spiritual mysteries, making him a valuable but unpredictable teacher to those who summon him. Anamelech. Anamelech was worshipped alongside Adramelech at Sepharvaim as a lunar deity. Demonologists describe her as a moon demon taking animal form, often a quail or goat. Sacrifices offered to her were notorious for their cruelty. Anamelech is considered a consort of Adramelech, reflecting the twin forces of night and depravity, whispering false comfort and lunar madness into her followers. Andras. Andras is a notable and dangerous demon, serving as a high-ranking leader focused wholly on conflict and death. Appearing as a winged angel with the head of an owl or raven, riding a black wolf and wielding a sword, Andras is infamous for his violent tendencies. Only the strongest summoners dare call him, as his sole aim is to hunt and destroy men. Andralphus. A great marquis of hell, Andralphus is depicted in the form of a peacock with a voice that booms loudly. He governs over 30 legions of demons and teaches astronomy and advanced geometry to mortals. Andralphus possesses the rare ability to transform humans into birds, and his background ties him directly to Lucifer's order of angels before their fall. Andromalius. Bearing the rank of Great Earl in Hell, Andromalius is summoned to return stolen objects and expose thieves. With an appearance as a man clutching a large serpent, he punishes wrongdoers and unearths hidden treasures. Andromalius is sought for justice. He is a demon who upholds retribution against dishonesty, and his presence guarantees truth will surface, even when deeply buried. Angra Mainyu, also known as Ahriman. Angra Mainyu is the supreme demon of Zoroastrianism, the cosmic adversary of Ahura Mazda, god of light. He embodies all darkness, evil, and chaos, commanding legions of devas and bringing lies, disease, and ruin to humanity. Angra Mainyu's influence is felt in every aspect of suffering, and his eternal struggle against Ahura Mazda defines the Persian religious worldview. His defeat at the end of time heralds the triumph of good. Until then, Angra Mainyu stands as the ultimate personification of destructive spirit. Antichrist. The Antichrist is a prophesied figure in Christian eschatology, representing ultimate deception and opposition to Christ. Portrayed as the leader of a final rebellion, the Antichrist brings war, chaos, and false miracles before the apocalypse. He is often described as a charismatic ruler who seduces much of humanity into evil, undermining faith and instigating global catastrophe. Though not a demon in the traditional sense, the Antichrist is the supreme adversary within Christian prophecy, embodying concentrated demonic power and opposition to redemption. Anzu. Anzu is a divine demon bird from Sumerian legend in Mesopotamia, sometimes called Imdugud. He is a giant eagle or lion-headed bird who steals the tablet of destiny, causing cosmic disorder. Although occasionally a hero, Anzu's theft and rebellion cast him as a dangerous enemy in stories of gods, demons, and the restoration of order. Asmodeus, also known as Asmodai. Asmodeus is one of the most infamous demons in folklore, frequently named as the king of lust and the destroyer of marriages. His form is monstrous, a blend of human, bull and ram heads, serpent's tail, rooster feet, and fire-spouting nostrils, often riding a hellish dragon. In legend and the Book of Tobit, he murders husbands and corrupts the pure. Asmodeus rules over sensual excess, manipulating desire, gluttony, and all forms of forbidden passion. Summoners court great danger when invoking him, as he delights in sowing discord and temptation. Astaroth. Astaroth sits among the highest in the infernal hierarchy as a powerful prince of hell. Known as the patron of battles, the eater of souls, and the father of executioners, Astaroth takes the form of a naked figure with dragon-like claws and feet, 2 pairs of wings, a crown, and a serpent in hand, riding a wolf. Astaroth judges disputes and teaches the mysteries of creation, science, and language. His story spans ancient history. Originally worshipped as the fertility and war goddess Astarte, Astaroth's identity was inverted through centuries of religious conflict. Condemned in the Old Testament and later medieval grimoires, the goddess became a male demon symbolizing idolatry, temptation, and the inversion of divine order. The transformation from divine queen to archdemon reflects a recurring theme in demonology, where rival gods of older faiths become hell's greatest adversaries. Summoners are cautioned to keep a safe distance, as Astaroth is infamous for the deadly stench he emits. Aswang. The Aswang is a shape-shifting monster from Filipino folklore blending vampire, witch, and ghoul traits. By day, Aswangs appear human. By night, they transform to hunt for blood, viscera, or unborn children. They instill terror in villages and are opposed by folk magic, talismans, and heroic intervention. Their ability to blend in and wreak havoc makes Aswangs notoriously hard to identify and defeat. Azazel. Azazel's legend originates in Jewish tradition, appearing as a leader among fallen angels in the Book of Enoch, and as the scapegoat spirit in Leviticus, to whom Israel's sins are symbolically sent each Yom Kippur. Often associated with teaching forbidden arts and weapons, Azazel is depicted as a horned demon banished to the wilderness, embodying exile, corruption, and rebellion. In later demonology, he is blamed for introducing sorcery and war to humanity, and for leading other angels astray, a perpetual outcast and corrupter. Baal. Baal is the first principal king of hell listed in the Ars Goetia, presiding over 66 legions of demons and known for his power to grant invisibility. His distinctive form merges the heads of a cat, a toad, and a human on the body of a grotesque spider with extended legs, accompanied by voices and shadow shapes. Baal's origins trace directly to the ancient Canaanite and Phoenician god Baal, once revered for his power over fertility, weather, war, and the natural world. As monotheistic religions spread, Baal's worship became a symbol of idolatry and forbidden ritual, and he was gradually transformed into a demon in Jewish and Christian lore. By the time of medieval grimoires, Baal had become a master of deception and the supernatural, forever marking the descent from venerated deity to legendary demon. Invoking Baal reflects this ancient legacy, blending elements of divine rulership and infernal rebellion. Balaam. Fearsome king of the underworld, Balaam embodies excess, greed, and immorality. His domain is strongest on December nights, during which he speaks of perfect insight into the past, present, and future. Balaam's form includes 3 heads, a bull, a man, and a ram, each with fiery eyes, a serpent's tail, and accompanied by a hawk. Riding a bear, Balaam grants his followers increased intelligence and invisibility.
The terrifying figure with 3 heads, a bull, a man, and a ram, riding a bear and carrying a hawk.
Baphomet. Baphomet is often portrayed as a symbolic king of demons, possessing a goat's head and legs, black bird wings, and a torch blazing between his horns. The pentagram is marked on Baphomet's forehead, paired with a human body and ambiguous gender traits. Associated with occult rituals and satanic imagery, Baphomet is believed to hold sway over women and is said to empower witches with supernatural gifts. Barbados. Barbados is a Duke of Hell who participates in the legendary Wild Hunt, a spectral parade rooted in European folklore. He is known to arrive with 4 noble kings as companions. Barbados speaks with animals, can foresee future events, mediate conflicts, and guide seekers to hidden treasures. He once belonged to the angelic order of virtues before his descent, making his powers both mysterious and profound. Bathon. Bathon's knowledge centers on precious stones and herbs, exceptional healing, and teleportation across countries. He is described as a muscular figure riding a pale horse, linked to Mammon and the Lord of Greed. Bathon is connected with the Order of Dominions in angelic tradition, sharing his formidable wisdom and presence with those who call upon him. Beelzebub. Revered as the Lord of the Flies, Beelzebub is nearly indistinguishable from Satan in some traditions, but remains a distinct entity in others. He, Satan, and Lucifer form the triumvirate of hell, supreme monarchs reigning over the infernal kingdom. Beelzebub is associated with envy and gluttony, especially under the archangel Gabriel, and was once worshipped as a deity named Bel. His terrifying presence embodies evil's reach and the allure of forbidden power. Baelith. Baelith is a mighty king of hell, famous as the 13th spirit of the Ars Goetia, and ruling over 85 legions of demons. He often appears riding a pale horse, surrounded by ghostly music and the sound of trumpets, heralding his approach. Baelith can manifest in a fierce cat-like form, sometimes with the head or features of a cat, or as a powerful old man, testing the courage of the magician who summons him. His domain is love and desire. Baelith commands both the passions of men and women, kindling love, companionship, or even lustful affairs at the conjurer's request. Yet summoning Baelith is fraught with danger. He must be invoked with strict ritual, courtesy, and a silver ring used as protection, lest he become hostile. Legends say that Noah's son Ham first contacted him after the flood, receiving secrets of mathematics and the mysteries of love. Belial. Belial is one of the oldest and most feared demons in Judeo-Christian demonology, often described as the worthless one. Originating as a concept meaning lawlessness and rebellion, Belial was later personified and became the embodiment of anarchy, deceit, and moral decay. In biblical texts, he is associated with those who reject authority and spread corruption. In the Goetia, he is a king of hell who grants titles, favors, and causes others to fall from virtue. Belial is the personification of rebellion against divine order, tempting mortals to reject all restraint and moral law. Belphegor. Belphegor is a demon of sloth, invention, and indulgence, whose origins trace to the Moabite god Baal Peor. Worshipped with rites of excess and lewdness, demonized in Jewish and Christian tradition, Belphegor became known as the Lord of Openings, tempting people with clever inventions, easy riches, and the deadly sin of sloth. He is said to appear as a beautiful woman or as a monstrous demon seated on a toilet, mocking the desire for effortless gain and creative shortcuts. Belphegor's legend is defined by the dangers of laziness, decadent pleasure, and forsaking hard work for fleeting rewards. Burith. Burith is a mighty duke of hell, often materializing as a red soldier on a horse, wearing golden armor and a crown. He is an expert in alchemy and transformations, capable of turning any object into gold and answering questions about the past, present, and future. Burith is notorious for cunning and deceit, especially favoring false oaths and blasphemy. His guidance can bring great gain or woeful ruin. Bifrons. Bifrons is a lesser demon famous for his close connection with the dead. He often appears ghoulish but can assume a human form. His name, meaning two-faced in Latin, reflects his dual role teaching arts and sciences while moving corpses between graves. Bifrons is said to light candles for the departed and provide insight on mortality, making him the intermediary between life and death. Bodus first manifests as a viper before transforming into a horned, fanged human wielding a sword. He possesses the ability to reveal past and future events. As a direct subordinate of Alia, the general of hell, Bodus is a sharp observer with a dangerous edge. His insights are invaluable, but come at the cost of exposure to treacherous knowledge. Buer is depicted as a centaur armed with a bow and arrows, or, alternatively, as a lion-headed creature surrounded by 5 goat legs pointing outward from his body. Buer masters healing, herbs, and the sciences of palm reading and pyromancy. His omnidirectional gait symbolizes his ability to navigate any challenge and support conjurers on all fronts. Bune is a duke in hell, visualized as a 3-headed dragon whose faces are a dog, a griffin, and a man. He holds power over the dead, relocating souls and gathering his minions around gravesites. Bune is known for instilling wisdom, charisma, and wealth in the mortals who summon him, serving as a conduit between the living and the departed. Kame, also known as Cameo, is a great president of hell who often appears as a black bird clutching a sword. His skills lie in resolving arguments, helping humans understand the voices of animals, and offering answers about future events. Stories claim he once encountered Martin Luther, testing the resolve of clerics and summoners alike with his sharp intellect. Cambion. A Cambion is the offspring of a human and a demon, most notably the child of an incubus or succubus. Legends claim Cambions inherit supernatural powers, dreadful appetites, and often bring misfortune to those around them. Famous examples include Merlin, whose supposed demonic parentage granted him magical ability and wily intelligence. Cambions blur the boundary between human and demon, symbolizing both the allure and dangers of forbidden union. Chort. The Chort is a classic Slavic demon in Russia, closely related to the devil, and often shown as a horned, hairy, goat-like man. Chorts serve as tempters, bringers of chaos, and tricksters who hinder human progress and lure souls into sin. Russian folklore describes the Chort as both comical and malevolent, symbolizing the mischievous forces that disrupt daily life. Korsun stands as one of the 4 principal kings with authority over the 72 demons bound by King Solomon. He is summoned only for the most significant magical endeavors, and legends differ on whether he rules the western or southern regions of hell. Korsun's presence is reserved for occasions demanding immense infernal power. Crocel. Sometimes called Crocel or Procel, Crocel is known for an angelic and ethereal appearance and is tied to the element of water. He manifests as a mesmerizing mermaid-like figure with an enchanting voice, capable of swaying emotion, bestowing wisdom, and fostering both tranquility and chaos. His link to water allows him to manipulate moods, making him an influential intermediary in emotional matters. Devas originate in Persian myth as powerful and destructive spirits. Considered false gods, they are the sworn enemies of light, truth, and goodness. Devas tempt people to lie, indulge in vice, and reject spiritual discipline, positioning them as major adversaries of Ahura Mazda. Their legend has spread, and they now symbolize malevolent forces and the dangers of corrupted worship across cultures. Dagon began as a god of agriculture and fertility before gaining renown as a Philistine sea deity. Often shown with a fish body and human torso, Dagon's temples were infamously desecrated by biblical heroes. In demonology, he became a monstrous denizen of the abyss, whose presence is tied to famine and flood, whispering chaos and ruin from the sea. Dagon's lore stretches from ancient cults to modern tales of aquatic horror and forbidden worship. Dantalion serves as the keeper of the forbidden library in hell, revealed as a man with myriad faces representing all genders and often holding a book. Dantalion is capable of reading and influencing minds, instilling love or empathy, and transporting people wherever he desires. Ancient tales suggest even Cleopatra communicated with him for insights into leadership and persuasion.
Stirs emotions, kindles love, and turns hatred into obsession.
Decarabia is a marquis of hell renowned for appearing in the form of a radiant pentagram or shining star, never taking any other shape. His knowledge spans the mystical uses of herbs, precious stones, and birds, allowing him to reveal their hidden properties and grant magical insight. Decarabia is especially sought for his power to control and summon birds, who obey his command and gossip secrets of the natural world. Rather than deceive or harm, Decarabia offers wisdom freely to his conjurer, fading away whenever his services are complete, leaving only the echo of starlight as a sign of his passage. Det Maros. Det Maros, or Grandfather Frost, is a Slavic winter spirit transformed by folklore into a kindly bringer of gifts. Russia's answer to Santa Claus. Originally feared as a cruel demon of winter and frostbite, his image softened over centuries. Det Maros now brings joy to children at Christmas and New Year, but his roots remind us of the perilous power of cold and the supernatural dangers lurking in winter's heart. Demogorgon. Demogorgon is depicted as a mythical behemoth of the underworld, infamous for its monstrous size, standing 18 feet tall with serpentine features, twin ape heads, and sprawling tentacles. Its lower body resembles a reptile, and it has long haunted the imaginations of both Christian writers and folklorists. Demogorgon is feared as a primordial demon, whose very presence evokes chaos and dread in the darkest reaches of hell. Druid. The Druid is a Germanic nightmare spirit known for sitting upon sleepers' chests and causing dreadful dreams or sleep paralysis. Sometimes depicted as a ghostly hag or a shadowy elf, the Druid's presence brings anxiety, exhaustion, and a sense of haunting dread. In folklore, magical charms and rituals ward off Druid attacks, linking these spirits to broader legends of night terrors and dream demons. Dybbuk. The Dybbuk is a restless and malicious spirit in Jewish folklore, known for possessing living people and causing distress, illness, or madness, often the soul of someone who died tragically, or with unfinished business. A Dybbuk clings to its host until driven out through exorcism. Dybbuk stories blend horror and tragedy, exploring themes of guilt, trauma, and spiritual transformation. Esheth Zenunim. Esheth Zenunim is one of the 4 demon queens in Jewish folklore, associated with seduction, prostitution, and death. She is the consort of Samael, and joins Lilith, Agrat Bat Mahlat, and Nama in leading legions of harmful female spirits. Esheth is invoked in tales of curse, temptation, and nocturnal assault, representing the deadly allure of forbidden lust. Eligos. Eligos is a Grand Archduke of Hell, commanding 60 legions. He is celebrated for revealing concealed truths, unraveling war secrets, and predicting victory or defeat on the battlefield. Appearing as a knight brandishing a lance and serpent, Eligos inspires loyalty among soldiers and is famed for guiding leaders during turbulent times. Familiars. Familiars are spirits bound to witches and magicians, appearing as animals, cats, birds, or rodents, tasked with protection, spying, or magical aid. They embody servant demons, often feeding from their master's blood or magical energy, and act as conduits for occult power. Familiars occupy folklore as helpful, dangerous, or ambiguous companions in magical practice. Folklore. Folklore takes the form of a man with griffin wings, wielding sovereignty over wind and sea. He possesses the capacity to sink entire warships and drown men, yet legend has it he will spare the lives of those directly commanded by a summoner. Folklore's origins may be angelic, once linked to the thrones who supported God's celestial chariot. Phorus. Phorus stands among the presidents of hell, depicted as a resolute man with an air of sagacity and strength. He excels in teaching logic, ethics, and the virtues found in all herbs and stones, granting long life, health, and insight to the worthy. Phorus is capable of uncovering lost treasures, restoring forgotten objects, and bestowing remarkable wisdom, both mystical and practical. Alchemists and magicians summon Phorus for his extraordinary medical and occult skills, trusting his honesty and depth of knowledge. Phornius. Phornius is a powerful spirit associated with the seas, often appearing as an immense monster. Unlike many demons, he is reputed to help mortal summoners, granting respect, mastery of languages, and universal favor, even among rivals. Phornius's abilities extend to diplomacy and harmonious outcomes for those who seek his counsel. Phyrcus. Phyrcus is a knight of hell who instructs his followers in a broad array of sciences, from palm reading to pyromancy. He is depicted as a stoic, elderly man with snowy white hair and beard, typically riding a horse and gripping a pitchfork. Summoners consult Phyrcus to acquire refined knowledge and mystical arts, particularly those related to divination and fire. Phyrcus shapes the ambitions of fortune seekers. Furfur. Furfur takes the shape of a winged stag with a fiery tail, often recognized for his cunning and deception. He is said to be a compulsive liar, unless compelled into a magical triangle within which he becomes honest. Furfur stirs violent storms and tempests, and can even influence romantic relationships by instigating love between couples. Gap emerges as a powerful prince of hell, typically in human form. He's credited with inciting love, providing healing, and bestowing beauty, often aiding women in matters of romance. Gap is associated with necromancers, and is sometimes said to have first been summoned by Noah's son Ham. His influence touches both personal affection and the occult, making him a popular figure in summoning rituals for romance or supernatural aid. Gaki are hungry ghosts in Japanese Buddhist legend, representing insatiable desire and endless suffering. They wander the earth or underworld with swollen bellies and tiny throats, unable to eat or drink. Gaki are often the spirits of greedy or wicked people, and Buddhist rituals attempt to relieve their tormented hunger. Their perpetual agony serves as a cautionary symbol of spiritual imbalance. Gallo demons are ancient Mesopotamian underworld spirits tasked with dragging souls to the land of the dead. Known for their ruthless, pitiless hunting of mortals and gods alike, the Gallo are cited as tormentors of heretics, rebels, and wrongdoers. Their presence is marked by sudden death or misfortune, and elaborate rituals are required to appease them or rescue victims from their grasp. Gallo legends highlight the terror of the underworld and its relentless enforcers. Gamajin, also known as Samajina. Gamajin manifests as a small horse with 4 sets of arms. He teaches liberal sciences, and provides information about the souls of those lost at sea, or who died in sin. Gamajin's presence is linked with education, insight into the fate of departed spirits, and the mysteries that surround tragic deaths. Ghoul. The ghoul is a legendary monster from Arabian folklore, seen as a desert-dwelling, corpse-eating demon. Shape-shifting and ravenous, ghouls prey on travelers, luring them into graves, ruins, and wastelands before consuming their flesh. Ghouls are feared as the embodiment of predatory hunger and supernatural evil, often serving as cautionary figures in tales of wandering too far from safety. Gremory is a duchess of hell, riding a stately camel and crowned in glory. She specializes in revealing buried treasures, lost secrets, and the hidden affections of women, granting favor and love to those who invoke her. Gremory's form is alluring, blending regal beauty with demon power, making her a sought-after spirit for matters involving romance, wealth, and interpersonal influence. Her guidance is favored by those navigating complex emotional entanglements, seeking companionship, or wishing to unlock occult mysteries of the earth. Glaciolabolus looks like a distorted hunting dog with griffin wings. He revels in the arts of bloodshed and murder, inciting violence and discord among humans. Those who summon Glaciolabolus must wear his seal for protection, as he is known for his capricious and sometimes disobedient nature. His influence extends to insight on killings and strategic cruelty. Goblins are mischievous, often malevolent spirits from European folklore, usually depicted as small, grotesque, and cunning. Goblins haunt caves, forests, and dark corners of the human world. Their pranks range from annoying mischief to dangerous sabotage, and they sometimes form armies in fairy and demon lore. Goblins symbolize the unpredictable, disruptive forces lurking just beyond everyday reality, feared for their ability to steal, trick, and spread chaos. Guzhan, a Duke of Hell, is noted for revealing answers about the past, present, and future. He appears as a baboon or dog-headed man, able to transform despised individuals into beloved persons and offer protection to the loyal. Guzhan's guidance is sought in matters of fortune, reconciliation, and restitution. Hagenti presents as a large, bold demon with griffin wings who can morph into human form. He bestows wisdom, transmutes metals into gold, and converts wine to water. Hagenti's talents in transformation and alchemy make him an attractive patron for those seeking wealth and enlightenment through supernatural means. Halfus, also known as Malthus. Halfus is the Count of Death and Destruction in the infernal hierarchy, often shown as a black dove with blood-red eyes. He is known for his craftsmanship in constructing towers filled with weapons. Halfus is summoned by those seeking power or vengeance, using his skills to orchestrate battles and incite destruction against enemies. Hanbi, also called Hanpa, is a shadowy figure in Mesopotamian lore, often cited as the father of Pazuzu. Though little mythic detail survives, Hanbi's reputation is as the source of plague and the patron of evil winds and malicious spirits. His inheritance flows through Pazuzu and other spirits of disease and destruction, cementing Hanbi as a primordial source of demonic power and supernatural danger. Urez, also known as Floros. Urez appears as a fierce leopard with fiery eyes and large claws, capable of shifting into a formidable man. Protective of his conjurer, Ures flames defensively to keep temptations and opposing spirits at bay. He is also a patron for those seeking retribution, able to summon fiery vengeance upon demand.
Horus appears as a blazing leopard that shifts into a fierce man.
Hecate. Hecate is famed as the goddess of magic, crossroads, and the night in Greek myth, but is sometimes demonized in later folklore, often depicted holding torches at thresholds. Hecate guides spirits or leads witches' rites. Despite demonic reinterpretation, she remains a powerful, ambiguous figure, embodying both dangerous magic and protective wisdom. Jinn. Jinn are supernatural entities from pre-Islamic and Islamic Arabian lore. Considered cousins to the jinn, they dwell in remote places and prey upon humans or animals. While sometimes neutral or protective, Jinn are frequently cast as threatening and unpredictable, inspiring dread and serving as scapegoats for unexplained occurrence. Incubus. The incubus is a male demon who preys on women, especially during sleep. With a serpentine true form, skeletal limbs, blood-soaked underbelly, and fur on his back, the incubus can seduce and dominate human victims. He originated in the legends surrounding Lilith, feeding on the life force of women through seduction, and remains one of the most feared night spirits. Jinn. Jinn are supernatural entities in Islamic tradition, created from smokeless fire and possessing free will. They exist parallel to humans, living in their own societies, and can be benevolent, neutral, or evil. When jinn choose malevolence, they are called shayatan, demons responsible for temptation, possession, and chaos. Jinn legends include cunning tricksters, fearsome beasts, and powerful allies or adversaries, making them one of the world's most famous and widely misunderstood classes of supernatural spirits. Kamaris, also known as Simishes and Simus. Kamaris is a marquis of hell and is considered master of African spirits. He emerges as a battle-ready warrior on a shadowy horse, capable of discovering lost treasures and transforming people into fierce soldiers. Kamaris's arsenal includes a bow that fires shadow arrows, causing blindness and panic on the battlefield. Kobal. Kobal is a lesser-known demon from medieval legends, sometimes named as the patron of comedians, jesters, and blasphemous humor. In grimoires, he presides over mockery and the ridicule of virtue, turning laughter into a tool of deceit and irreverence. Kobal's influence is felt in the subversion of sacred rites and the corruption of joy, making him a minor but memorable tempter in the demonic catalog. Krampus. Krampus is a fearsome figure rooted in Central European holiday folklore, often acting as a dark counterpart to Saint Nicholas. With twisted goat horns, a long lolling tongue, chains, and bells, Krampus strikes terror in children during the first week of December, roaming villages and cities to punish those who misbehave. He is usually depicted carrying a bundle of birch sticks to swat naughty children, and sometimes a basket or sack for abducting the most unruly. Krampus's origins blend pagan winter traditions with Christian morality, making him a symbol of consequence and discipline, enforcing good behavior through fright rather than reward. Lamashtu. Lamashtu is a terrifying female demon from ancient Mesopotamia, known for preying on pregnant women and infants. Depicted as part lion, donkey, and bird, she causes disease, steals children, and brings nightmares. Lamashtu is opposed by her nemesis Pazuzu, and protects her victims with amulets and rituals. Her myth describes a relentless death-bringing force, feared and ritually appeased. Legion. Legion is the name given to a group of demons in a famous New Testament story. In the Gospel of Mark, Jesus meets a man possessed by many demons. When Jesus asks for their name, the demons reply, "My name is Legion, for we are many." Legion means a large group, like a Roman army unit. The demons inside the man cause him great suffering until Jesus casts them out into a herd of pigs, which then race off a cliff. This story shows how the Bible describes demons as forces that can take control of people's bodies and minds. Leonard. Leonard is known as the Grand Master of the Sabbath, and the chief demon associated with witchcraft and the black arts. He appears as a three-horned goat or a large shadowy man with goat features, black fur, and burning eyes. Leonard presides over infernal banquets and sabbats, marking initiates with his horns and granting powers of transformation, shape-shifting, and forbidden knowledge. He is revered among witches for his ability to unlock demonic magic, and is a symbol of blasphemy and rebellion against religious order. His banquets are said to delight in mockery of God, and his followers seek his favor for both carnal and magical power. Lareja. Lareja takes the form of a green-clad archer, radiating both martial skill and ominous intent. As a Marquis of Hell, he incites conflict and sparks battles, specializing in the wounds of war. He makes injuries fester and bleed, resisting all attempts at healing. Lareja also possesses talents in divination and strategy, assisting leaders during times of turmoil. Summoners invoke Laraja for his power in both orchestrating and resolving disputes, and his influence in transforming the fortunes of combat. Leviathan. Leviathan is a primordial sea beast from biblical literature, appearing as a monstrous serpent or dragon. Demonized in Christian tradition, Leviathan symbolizes envy, chaos, and the overwhelming power of evil. He is said to consume souls, stir the oceans, and battle angels, his lore an embodiment of untamable, underwater destruction. Lilith. Lilith is the infamous first wife of Adam in Jewish folklore. Created equal but refusing to submit, she left Eden and became the archetypal night demon. Lilith is portrayed as a beautiful woman with long hair and sometimes wings or talons, haunting the night to steal children and seduce men. Her legend shifts from a wind and disease spirit in Sumerian texts to the queen of succubi and a symbol of rebellion, seduction, and untamed female power in later traditions. Malthus. Malthus is a powerful president of hell, originally an angel under Samael. He takes on the form of a raven and specializes in constructing fortresses and demolishing enemy strongholds. Malthus accepts sacrifices from summoners, but is renowned for his trickery and ability to mislead or deceive even those who think they are in control. Mammon. Mammon, Prince of Greed, is one of the 7 princes of hell, embodying greed and avarice. His body is described as having golden hair, color-shifting eyes, and ivory skin so pale that it seems ethereal. Mammon possesses the power to turn humans into gold statues with a mere touch or glance. He tempts mortals to betray their values in pursuit of wealth and material gain. Merex. Merex appears alternatively as a bull-headed sage or austere man, a count and president of hell. He is revered for teaching astronomy, the mechanics of the cosmos, and the virtues of stones and herbs. Merex grants keen understanding of natural phenomena and guidance for working with arcane materials, making him prized by those seeking wisdom in occult sciences and practical magic. His dual roles as teacher and guardian of the mysteries position Merex as an invaluable ally to magicians, healers, and scholars. Marbus. Marbus, a formidable president of hell, initially manifests as a lion before assuming human form. He reveals the true causes of diseases, uncovers mechanical and secret arts, and possesses the power to change human shapes at will. Marbus is regarded as both a healer and a deceiver, capable of mending as well as inflicting illness. His counsel is often sought by practitioners needing diagnostic or transformative skills, drawing upon his reputation as a demon of medicine, cunning, and polymorphic power. Marcosius. Marcosius is a fierce marquis of hell, depicted as a wolf with griffin wings and a serpent's tail that can breathe fire. Known for his unwavering loyalty to conjurers, Marcosius is summoned by those seeking extraordinary strength and motivation. His immense power is respected and feared across the infernal ranks. Mary Lloyd. Mary Lloyd, also known as the Grey Mare, is a spectral horse figure from Welsh winter and Christmas traditions. Teams of revelers parade it, often a decorated horse skull on a pole, door to door for songs, riddles, and blessings. Rooted in ancient rites of rebirth, Mary Lloyd hovers between benign spirit and eerie folkloric demon, embodying the mysterious power of the midwinter season and the supernatural renewal of light after darkness. Mastema. Mastema is a figure from Jewish folklore, described as the angel or demon of hostility and persecution. He tests human faith through adversity, sending plagues, nightmares, or demonic spirits. In some texts, Mastema acts as a prosecuting angel for God. In others, he is an independent adversary akin to Satan, blurring the roles of divine punishment and malevolent intent. Mastema's legacy is torment, always pressing the boundaries between trial and evil. Mephistopheles. Mephistopheles is famed as the devil's messenger and a prince of hell, most notorious for his role in the Faust legend. He lures mortal souls into damning pacts using charm and seductive power. Mephistopheles is known for being a shapeshifter, appearing attractive and persuasive, but beneath this disguise lies a spirit marked by deep cruelty, manipulation, and sadism. Mariam, also known as Mayhem and the Red Death. Mariam represents pestilence and is a prince of hell associated with the spirit of disease. He was once a beautiful angel dispatched to punish the enemies of God with violence, but his extreme ruthlessness led to his fall. Mariam is said to revel in bloodshed and destruction, making him a harbinger of plague and suffering wherever he appears. Moloch. Moloch is an ancient god-turned-demon, infamous for brutal child sacrifice in his fiery altars. He is depicted with a massive bronze body and bull's head, arms outstretched to receive living offerings. The Bible references Moloch as the archetype of cruel false gods, condemning his worship as the ultimate betrayal of innocence. Modern demonology numbers Moloch among the princes of hell, associating him with greed, brutality, and the sacrifices people make for power. Murmur. Murmur is a duke of hell recognized for his necromantic powers. He wears a crown and often rides a vulture or griffin. Murmur can revive the dead or command their souls, making him both a master of the afterlife and a feared manipulator of spirits. Summoners seek Murmur's help in uncovering secrets of the grave and controlling ghostly entities. Naamah. Naamah is a Jewish demoness, one of the 4 legendary queens of hell, noted for her beauty and deadly seduction. Like her peers Lilith, Isheth, and Agrat Bat Malat, Naamah preys on men and brings madness to children. Her legends blend mourning and temptation, always lurking at the crossroads of desire and spiritual risk. Nabirius. Nabirius stands as one of hell's most courageous spirits, a muscular figure with 3 dog heads and raven-like feathers. Esteemed for his knowledge, Nabirius enlightens humans, and is especially known for granting skill and intelligence to those who invoke him. Some legends equate Nabirius with Cerberus, the mythical guardian of the underworld. Nergal. Nergal is the ancient Babylonian and Assyrian god of plague, war, and the underworld, later reimagined as a demon and ruler of infernal domains. Armed with terrifying weapons and commanding the dead, Nergal brings famine, pestilence, and unrelenting destruction. His dual role as deity and demon mirrors the shifting boundaries between divine authority and damnation in old Mesopotamian belief. Nephilim. The Nephilim are mysterious beings from the Book of Genesis. They are described as giants and mighty men of old. Many believe the Nephilim are the children of sons of God, sometimes interpreted as fallen angels and human women. This story has led to debates about whether the Nephilim should be considered demons or just legendary heroes. In some traditions, the mixing of heavenly and human blood is thought to have made the Nephilim dangerous and unnatural. They are often pictured as examples of evil that came from breaking boundaries set by God. Nibbits. Nibbits is a minor demon appearing in medieval demonology, credited with presiding over dreams, illusions, and superficial entertainment. Known for vanity and manipulation, Nibbits inspires misleading visions and idle amusements, distracting mortals from deeper truths. He personifies the temptation of distraction and the folly of chasing empty pleasures. Aureus. Aureus is a demon who presides over transformations, destruction, prophecy, and blood magic. He appears as a lion mounted on a powerful horse, wielding 2 hissing serpents. Aureus grants versatility and cunning, and those who seek his favor look for an advantage in strategic or magical battles. Orobus. Orobus, the patron of horses, is traditionally depicted as a majestic black stallion wreathed in lightning. He is loyal to his summoner, combating temptation and deception from rival spirits. Orobus possesses prophetic abilities, accurately predicting future events and explaining the causes of past happenings. Those seeking truth and protection often call upon his steadfast spirit. Oz. Oz appears as a leopard but can shift into human form. He is renowned for bestowing profound wisdom and has a reputation for transforming people, either physically or in social perception. Oz's skills in disguise and manipulation can induce insanity or confusion, making him both unpredictable and powerful in magical workings. Paimon. Paimon is a mighty king in the infernal hierarchy, ruling over 200 legions of demons. He is one of the most obedient subjects to Lucifer, and is said to inflict severe torment on humans. Paimon has the appearance of a crowned man riding a dromedary, known for his striking beauty and commanding voice. During the war in heaven, the angel Azazel defeated Paimon, casting him down to the underworld. Pazuzu. Pazuzu, drawn from Mesopotamian mythology, is the king of wind demons and a bringer of plague and storms. With a lion's head, eagle's talons, scaly body, 2 sets of wings, and a scorpion tail, Pazuzu is both feared and invoked for protection. His image wards off other demons, especially Lamashtu. Adopted into occult and pop culture as a symbol of ultimate demonic malice, notably in The Exorcist, Pazuzu wields the power of the winds and is invoked to both destroy and defend. Phoenix. Phoenix is depicted as a radiant phoenix, famous for a voice that sounds like a young child singing. He excels in poetry and the sciences, and has a reputation for being highly obedient to his summoner. Phoenix's intellectual prowess and enthusiasm for artistry make him a demon associated with inspiration and creativity. Proofless. Proofless is a great prince of hell, symbolized as a flame within the Tower of Babel. He aims to translate ancient languages in a bid to return to heaven. Sometimes depicted as a blazing hawk, Proofless incites riots, chaos, and falsehood, and is never to be admitted into holy places. His reputation as a deceiver is matched by the destructive consequences of his summoning. Person. Person, king of hell, arrives with the regal bearing of a lion-headed man, often riding a bear. and heralded by the sound of a trumpet. He excels at disclosing hidden treasures, explaining mysteries of the past, present, and future, and locating wandering spirits. Person is capricious yet incredibly knowledgeable, and his summoning is preferred for illumination, prophecy, and the uncovering of spiritual truths. Legends credit Person with connecting conjurers to wisdom lost to time and bridging the worlds of material and spirit. Ram. Ram is a formidable Earl of Hell, appearing as a giant crow with piercing yellow eyes. Known as a demon of deceit, Ram specializes in robbing riches, undermining authority, and spreading chaos among rulers. He can destroy cities in moments and rapidly move treasures away from the powerful, while sometimes favoring common people in his thefts. Ronove. Ronove resembles a monstrous figure holding a staff or rod. His main occupation is harvesting souls from the elderly or animals nearing death, serving as a grim reaper. Ronove's demeanor is surprisingly peaceful. Other demons respect his calm nature and summoners value his influence for easing transitions between life and death. Sabnok. Sabnok, a great marquis of hell, oversees 50 legions. He is often portrayed as an armored soldier with a lion's head riding a warhorse. Sabnok's talents include building fortified castles and towers, infecting wounds, and strengthening the defenses of those who invoke him in times of conflict. Saelios. Saelios was a divine architect under Mammon, tasked with constructing Pandemonium, the capital of hell. He emerges as a handsome soldier atop a crocodile, surrounded by a dazzling golden aura. Known for having a pacifist personality among demons, Saelios spreads love, gentleness, and calm, favoring harmonious outcomes in human affairs. Samael. Samael is the grim archangel and accuser, ruling over death and divine punishment in Jewish mysticism. Blamed for temptation, the slaying of innocents, and leading fallen angels astray, Samael is both a servant and enemy of God. His reputation navigates between angelic retribution and demonic adversary, holding power over disease, war, and spiritual trial. Satan, also called Lucifer. Satan, originally known as Lucifer, the light-bringer or morning star, was among the highest-ranking angels before his pride sparked a rebellion against God. This act of defiance led to his dramatic fall from heaven, transforming him from radiant archangel to the prince of darkness and chief adversary. As Satan, he now commands the legions of hell, acting as the tempter, accuser, and ruler over evil spirits. His story embodies the themes of pride, rebellion, and the consequences of turning against divine authority, making Satan the central figure in demonology and Christian interpretations of evil. Satanakia. Satanakia is described in later grimoires as a powerful general and commander of Hell's armies under both Lucifer and Satan. He masters the arts of control, especially over women, subjugating them to his will. Known for his knowledge of planetary influences, and as a formidable enforcer, Satanakia's reputation is closely tied to stories of possession and obsessive supernatural pursuit. Severe. Severe is a prince of hell depicted as a handsome man riding a winged horse. He is renowned for incredible speed, able to traverse any distance instantly, and fulfills the summoner's wishes without malicious intent. Unlike many demons, Severe is considered benevolent, favoring helpful actions over acts of evil or trickery. Shax. Shax is a marquis of hell who appears as a stork-like figure. He can steal away sight, hearing, and understanding, and is adept at reclaiming stolen property for his summoner. Shax is known for clever deception, often returning stolen wealth to the needy while punishing the corrupt. Sitri. Sitri is a grand prince of hell, who looks like a leopard with wings, sometimes shifting into a man. He incites love, reveals secrets, and is capable of embarrassing victims by making them appear naked at the summoner's command. Sitri is particularly skilled in matters of romance and passion, ruling over 60 legions. Stolas. Stolas is a powerful prince of hell, with an appearance resembling a crowned owl with long legs. He is a pacifist among the infernal ranks and teaches astronomy, geology, and herbalism to those who summon him. Stolas is valued more as a scholar and guide than as a tormentor, making him unique among the demons. Succubus. A succubus is a seductive female demon who lures men through dreams or temptation, feeding on their life force during intimate encounters. She often appears as a beautiful woman with bat-like wings, horns, and demonic features, but her true form is deadly, draining or destroying those she ensnares. Succubae are infamous for their charm, manipulation, and deadly nature in folklore and grimoires. Surgot. Surgot is recognized in older demonological texts as the opener of all locks, a relentless demon who makes escape impossible for his targets. He is famed for breaking barriers and unlocking doors, physical and metaphysical alike. Those pursued by Surgot find no refuge, as he is tireless in his pursuit. Trickster spirits. Coyote, Loki, and Anansi. These legendary trickster figures from Native American, Norse, and African folklore are sometimes demonized. Coyote, Loki, and Anansi are masters of mischief, skilled in deception, shapeshifting, and upending the gods' plans. While not true demons, their chaotic influence makes them powerful forces in stories about rebellion, cleverness, and the unpredictable side of the divine. Ukobak. Ukobak is a lesser demon known for his fiery body, large eyes and ears, often shown carrying a pan of burning coals. He is the infernal stoker, tending the boilers and keeping hell's flames alive. Ukobak's role is purely functional, serving higher demons without will of his own, and maintaining the machinery of torment. Unclean spirits. The term unclean spirits is used in biblical texts to refer to all demons and disembodied entities opposed to the divine. These spirits cause possession, corruption, and torment, and their main trait is impurity, a defiance of sacred order. Jesus cast out unclean spirits as a sign of spiritual authority, making them central antagonists in Christian demonology. Unclean spirits represent not just supernatural evil, but the pollution and disorder that infect the world. Uval. Uval is a duke of hell, appearing as a dark, powerful figure with a commanding presence. He rules 37 legions and is famed for creating love between men and women, revealing the locations of lost things and imparting knowledge of ancient events and occult secrets. Uval's influence extends to reconciling estranged relationships and exposing the hidden workings behind history. Magicians seek his favor for matters of companionship, discovery, and unearthing the secrets of time and spirit. Valafar. Valafar is a monstrous demon distinguished by multiple lion limbs and a massive mouth with a second beneath it, as well as a devilish tail. He is the overseer of thieves and encourages camaraderie among them, collecting and manifesting human greed as treasure. Summoners invoke Valafar when they seek underhanded success, often at a wicked price. Vasago. Vasago is a princess of hell with a kind disposition, unique among demonic spirits. She rules over 26 legions and is summoned to tell of the past, predict the future, or help find lost objects. Vasago's talents focus on guidance, discovery, and uncovering secrets in a manner that aids rather than corrupts. Vipar. Vipar takes the shape of a mermaid and exerts power over the seas. She can stir up storms, cause wounds to fester, and invite worm infestations, or instantly heal them if so commanded by her summoner. Vipar's specialty is in water magic, whether inflicting suffering or granting relief to sailors and the wounded. Vane. Vane is a king of hell under Satan's command, famously depicted as a lion clutching a serpent while astride a black horse. He can seize souls, erect towers, break down walls, and create turmoil in the oceans. Vane excels in disrupting order and bringing about chaos for those who invoke his formidable powers. Valak. Valak is a president of hell, appearing as a small pale boy with angelic wings riding a two-headed dragon. He specializes in finding serpents and delivering them to his summoner, and is closely associated with conjuring and controlling snakes. Though childlike in form, Valak's abilities are formidable and often used to unlock hidden mysteries. Zayfun. Zayfun is a demon tasked with stoking the flames of hell, using both hands and breath to keep them burning eternally. He is a lower-ranked spirit who helps fuel the machinery of damnation, always in motion, and rarely leaving the infernal furnaces. Zayfun's tireless labor ensures suffering never ceases. Zepar. Zepar is a demon of love and lust, associated as a familiar of Lilith in some traditions. He helps men win the affection of women, although women influenced by him are rendered unable to bear children with those men. Zepar embodies the seductive, yet ultimately barren nature of demonic love. Zeminier. Zeminier is recognized as one of the four principal kings of hell, ruling specifically over the northern region and holding authority over the 72 demons that Solomon is said to have constrained. Zeminier's presence is considered especially powerful and perilous, reserved for summoning only in the most grave and significant magical workings. As we've journeyed through every single demon, it's clear that our fascination with darkness goes hand in hand with humanity's deepest questions about belief, control, and power. But what about the books that shaped those beliefs? Which sacred texts were designed to enlighten us, and which may have been crafted to manipulate, indoctrinate, or even brainwash entire societies? We'll expose the secrets, history, and influence of the world's most debated sacred texts and books in our next video. Every religious book meant to brainwash you explained.